have this publication, which actually is somewhat dated now. We did a paper on privacy in the clouds in 2008. Happy to make it available to you. And the essentials of what I'm going to be talking about are in there. It's all about the power and the promise of the cloud. There is so much that can take place in the cloud in terms of flexibility, greater reliability, much lower costs, enhanced collaboration. I get very excited about crowdsourcing and a number of different ways of doing this. Portability, simpler devices, these are all the pluses. But of course, with the pluses come the negatives. And Viviane Reding, who is the European Commissioner for Justice in the EU, talked about the dark lining to the cloud. It's very dark lining, and could our information be whirling around out there with data subjects having no control and no understanding? Of course, that's a possibility, but that can be addressed. You can address these issues by being proactive, embedding privacy in design. Interoperability of systems, absolutely critical. The need to ensure that the emerging internet and web architectures are built with a bedrock, a basis of privacy and security is absolutely essential. And this is eminently doable. I guess that's the most important message. One of my concerns with the growth of the cloud and Wi-Fi and the web as it's taking place is an erosion of trust. When individuals do not know what's happening with their information, they have limited understanding, the loss of confidence and trust grows. And that's something that we need to prevent, and we can prevent. There are ways in which we can do this. You will see the growth of intelligent software agents. I'm going to talk about one of them at the end. And the one message I want to leave you with is something not to worry about, in my view. Much to do about nothing. There's been so much focus on the U.S. Patriot Act and cloud computing. And what I want to suggest to you, this is what I told our government right after 9/11 when they called me and everyone was getting worried about the new Patriot Act. And they said to me, we outsource a lot of our services. We rely on that. The cost savings are off the scale. Especially in today's economy where cost is an enormous factor, you cannot leave this unresolved. What I said to them, I said, Minister, you can outsource services. What you cannot outsource is accountability. You remain accountable, fully accountable. You must be transparent about what you're doing. Tell the citizens, tell customers of your business what you're doing. You always remain accountable. And you'll be hearing about a colleague will be talking shortly about various ways in which you can do that legally. But you remain accountable. The U.S. Patriot Act, the reason I always call it a red herring and much to do about nothing, is because there are other U.S. investigatory powers that predated the Patriot Act that grant similar authorities. And a number of people, legal professors, professionals, Michael Geist, David Fraser, a number of professors, academics, others have studied this. There's nothing unique to the Patriot Act. It's just something that people always latch on to. The focus of embedding privacy in design transcends the regulatory compliance model. It is an essential for engineering. I include this slide only to show you that the Global Internet Engineering Task Force has been looking at privacy by design, has been looking to how do you embed privacy by design into the work that we're doing. And the cloud, since so much is morphing remotely onto the cloud services are going to be a very large growth area. And so I encourage you to look at this in terms of the integration of privacy as a solution from start to finish and how this can be done both in the cloud and elsewhere.